And
right. There will be an attraction.
It's just like doing a movie where you have love scenes. A bunch of people on movie sets. We all know this. Like they all fall in love with each other. There's so many romances that you don't even know, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit that goes down that you don't even know about.
Destroyed a marriage. So you mean to tell me
A Star Is Born?
You think they were physically
those two
intimate
were
together?
Fucking
Oh my God.
100%.
Dice and Lady Gaga. I hope so.
Hey, call me daddy.
Yeah.
No, I guarantee you. And that's what I was looking for. I was dying to go on this show and fall in love with someone.
And did you?
I didn't fall in love. I didn't last long enough to show.
But you liked him.
I liked him a lot.
You were attracted to him.
But now you got this other guy who does your show. We don't know. A mystery man does your show.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I have feelings for this guy now.
Yeah, that they developed before the show. I was like, come on the show.
Oh,
you
so
know,
the
like
show,
we're already friends. Yeah.
But it was just like a flirt, like
like let's take this to the next level. Let's hang out more. And
But if I invite
let
you
me
on the
show
show,
you in my element where I'm like in charge, like because guys love that. Oh God, I'm the worst at like no one wants what I'm throwing out. I talk too much. I'm too sassy and brassy. The guys I'm attracted to want like a quiet,
traditional woman,
pretty girl.
Plus your career's going really
lead.
well now, which is intimidating for a guy because how many guys have that much going on? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I know.
It's an intimidating
I get that
thing.
a lot. Like, do you think they're intimidated by you? And I'm like, well, they're not intimidated enough to like hurt me and then make me want to destroy them. And so like, where's the intimidate? They are attracted to me enough to like get me going, and then they ghost me.
Well, if you
I've
have
been
more going on,
ghosted
you have me
recently
too.
a lot.
You know what? How they ghosted Jim?
How?
Can I? Do you want me to
They
tell her?
die?
Or do you want to? Well, Jim was. You tell.
Which one?
The meal one. The one with the meal.
I was out. I was what I thought was a date.
Oh no!
And we're in the middle of dinner in a steak place, and she goes, well, "This is just platonic, right? We're just going to be friends."
You haven't even finished the main course.
Yes.
No, that girl was open to banging you.
No, she was. I guess I was too old for her, which was fine. But I was like, "Yeah, what am I going to do? Fuck you at dinner? All right, fine." So we hung out at dinner. I was okay with it. And I'm 50, so I'm like, I don't give a shit.
What about the one over text? Who said like
she actually came to my house
These aren't ghosting.
too.
This is a girl being.
What about the one over text who you were like, wasn't there?
I'm actually.
You were trying to figure out where to eat over text.
I'm doing that on stage now. Actually, yeah, I will read you. This is really.
Yes.
This really happened.
This is pure ghost.
This woman's a fucking douchebag. Because we have been talking back and forth a lot for like 3 days, and it was going well. I thought. I met her on Hinge. She was a real piece of shit. Okay. Because it was so unreasonable. Like, we have been talking on Instagram about...
Yeah.
So I said to her, where do you want to eat? No, I said, what part of the city? And she said, the West Village. So I said, perfect. We can find something between both of us, maybe. Do you like steak? And she said, no, I don't eat meat. So I went, okay, fish. And that was the last I ever heard from her. She gave me the proverbial blocking on the app, on the phone, and on the fucking...
Wow.
On the
She blocked you after that.
yeah, that's what annoyed me. Like, I'm 50. You could have just told me you weren't interested, stupid.
Yeah, you're not going to keep going.
No.
Keep mentioning different kinds of meat.
Yeah, exactly. Worms. Crustaceans. Fucking douchebag. Because it's a common fish. Common thing. A lot of people eat fish. They're pescatarian.
Yeah.
Sure, that happens.
That you weren't being like
Offensive.
cheeky.
Maybe I had asked
that's
it
probably
already.
what she thought. She probably thought you were trying to make a joke.
Yeah, even if I
Yeah.
was, what a fucking asshole after 3 days. You know what I do
fish?
for a living.
Like a lesbian joke?
I've heard that a lot though, that where you'll be going back and forth with a girl, and then out of nowhere they just stop. And that's kind of what has been happening with
They
me.
disappear. I had this once. I was supposed to go on a date with a girl. I go, all right, we'll figure out where we're going to meet. And she doesn't get back to me at all. The next day, she goes, I'm so sorry. I've been in and out of sleep this whole day. I think I had food poisoning. Because she blows off the night we're supposed to hang out. So then I just give it right back to her. I go, so strange, because I must have had the same thing. I said, right after I text you yesterday morning, I had to go to the emergency room. I had to get fluids, and I shut my phone off for the next 2 days. So, and I figured you were getting in touch with me. So I feel... I'm not happy you were sick, but I'm relieved I didn't leave you hanging. I feel way better today. So I just gave it right back to her. I said I had the same thing.
I rejected
Did she
you,
get back to
by
you?
the way. Yeah.
Yeah, then she goes 3 days later, that's good. Did you have a good day today? And I just ignored her.
What?
That's
So I just
great.
give it right back.
you
Whatever
should've
their
seen how long you
excuses,
could
I
do
go,
it.
I had the same thing.
Like 3 days later, after 3 days, she goes, how was your date today? Then you wait 3 days and say, good, you?
Yeah, good.
Unacceptable. This new thing of ghosting. I mean, just be on it. I don't know. Are we owed an explanation for why people suddenly?
Well, yeah, there's a rudeness to it. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, I've done it, so I can't
Me too.
snivel. It's only fair that I get mistreated.
You've
'cause I've been a
ghosted
piece
people?
of shit for decades. Yeah, I've ghosted people before. Sure.
Well, it's so easy now. It's like, does it make you a bad person? Maybe, but do you have to deal with it? No.
If you haven't met them, you can just stop texting back to
Right,
them.
this
If
never
you've
happened.
just decided, like, if you started talking to someone new and you're like, I'm not even into this idiot anymore that I was texting with on Raya. Like, who cares? I don't need to write back to his last thing of how was your day. That's fine. But if you've gone on a couple dates with someone and they're asking to hang out again, you owe them something of like, hey, I just don't think this is going to work. I'm talking to my ex again. Whatever it is. Just
Because
be,
you've connected on some level at that point, right?
Yes,
Like there's
I
some
think
kind of
2
human
dates.
connection happening.
yeah, you owe it.
I went out with a girl a couple of times and she was really attractive. I was very attracted to her. But after the second time, I'm like, "We'll get together again." She's no, I don't think I want to do a third date. And I was annoyed, but I was like, hey, she was honest. All right, take care. Like, what can I do? It is
Yeah.
what it is.
There's
Yeah.
just too many options now.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
the
sure she was
problem.
too young and too hot for me, and so she did the right thing.
Right.
That is
She made the
problem.
right move.
So, but you finally found your happiness when this guy texted you.
Oh my God, dude. It was like, so this is the thing. So I met this guy. I've had a crush on this guy since I saw him on my TV many years ago. I was just like, that guy is so hot. I couldn't even verbalize it because I was watching the show with my boyfriend at the time. But I was like, that guy is, and the guy, he came across on the show not great, and so I could not. If I was to ever have said to my boyfriend like he's kind of cute, like he would have been like, what is wrong with
When you
Why
watched
did he
him on
come off
TV,
great?
was he attainable?
Wait, what?
When you watched him on TV, was he attainable?
No.
Because you weren't there
He's
yet.
so hot. He's
Right.
not attainable at all. That's
But
why.
now you're at least talking to him. I mean, like if you
Yeah.
would. But
Well, that's
Well,
the
why
thing.
did
It
he
was like-
come off as good on TV? What did he do wrong?
He just was like a little bit villainized in the role that he was playing.
Oh, okay. So it was a reality show.
right, that's what. Yeah.
See how many reality show guys she's had on.
You could tell because when they
Stop
said
it.
roles
Stop
that he
it
was
now.
playing, she didn't say character, so it's like you're trying to.
villainized on the show.
Right.
No,
Stop
nobody
it.
does
It's
reality
It's a
smart.
TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a Bachelor, The Bachelor,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Bachelor.
Yeah.
season 17 or something.
God.
Just think about it. How many reality shows is Nikki watching? Within the last few
Absolutely.
years, The Bachelor is one of the
Probably.
few left.
Well,
Nikki
okay.
Glaser guest
okay.
list.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could just
So
look
one
up,
from The
we could just
Bachelor
look
was
up
on
the
Nikki
guests that were on
Glaser.
Nikki's show.
Yeah, you could, I guess. I guess you could go through and do
We're
that.
like detectives.
God, I
God,
hate
Troy is
this.
on it. Look at that.
So,
Hey, no, just out of curiosity, this is totally unrelated, but you're Nikki's producer on her radio show, right?
So Noah knows.
Who's been some of your favorite guests
she
from The
knows
Bachelor?
exactly who this is.
Of course I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyway,
lips
okay. So I don't. You know what? I don't even care.
It doesn't
like when you
matter.
find out, I don't care. But I'm
You
not gonna
clearly
give
don't
it to
care
you.
because you're not telling us, so you clearly you don't care. Yeah, totally.
So he texted you. What did you text him for him to text you
Okay,
back?
so this is what happened. Is like we met on Dancing with the Stars. He was not on the show, but we met. Like that was the first time I met him. I was like, oh my god, that's like. I thought I saw this guy at craft service one day when we were taping the finale, and I was like. That guy is so. That looks like blah blah. The guy. I was like, why is he? He wouldn't be here. That's just a crew
Right.
guy that looks like him. I was like, that guy is so hot. Then I found out it was him, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I gotta find a way to like meet this dude, or just at least make eye contact to see if there's a spark. There wasn't. I definitely. He had a flirty line when we first met, but I was
What did
just
he
like,
say?
well, we were taking. I was like, I gotta get a picture with you guys because there are all these like guys, shirtless guys hanging out, ex-bachelor contestants, and I was like, I gotta get a picture, and he was like, I think we need to pick you up, right? Like that's what you want, right? Like I think we should all pick up Nikki. Like he was the one that was like, we should like do something sexy with her.
Yeah.
It was none of the other guys made that attempt, but he made.
Go to Nikki's Twitter and Instagram because he's one of the guys in one of her photos.
No, that's a worse way to go about it. I think you were more on the
Yeah.
trail in the last
were,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's gotta be
There's just
really.
so many people that
I
Well,
know
we'll
we have too
figure it
many
out.
guests. So then,
Mike Vecchione.
he asked me to do a thing that he was doing, and I was like, oh, he just wants like he respects me comedically. That's what I was getting was just
No.
all these. Fuck you, Jim. I love you. So he looks up to me because he's not a comedian. Like he thinks I'm funny and whatever. He asked me to do a show. I didn't know if it was like because I want to get to know you more or because I
Sure.
want you to do this thing with me because you're a name or whatever. And I'm barely, whatever. So I did the thing. It wasn't that flirty. Then he comes on my show. It is a little bit flirty after he does my show, not on air at all. And then I'm like, oh my God, does this guy just want to be friends and just want to be like partners? Then he asked me to do a podcast with him. He called me and was like, hey, I want to do a podcast. Would you do this podcast with me? And I was like, I don't think I can, but like, is this guy trying to get to know me more?
Like do it at full time, not just one episode,
full
but actually do it.
time.
Okay.
Do a podcast together.
Right.
And I was like, man, I would love to do that because it would just like, it would be so fun to like flirt with this guy and have like a little romance going. And then I was like, I can't even do it. So, and then but I couldn't tell if he
What do you
thought
want?
of me as like a bang. I don't want a relationship with this guy. I just want to have sex with him because he's hot, and I want to be validated that this really hot guy that I think is out of my league would ever
Would
want
like to have
touch
sex
me.
Well, what if he blows you off after the first time of having sex?
That could be devastating.
Right,
And that happens a lot, but I think it's worth it because he's so hot. Like I think. Right, I
Really?
think that's what I've determined was it was worth it.
It's better. It's better to have fucked and lost than to have never fucked.
Go
at
to
all.
her Instagram. Trust me, she would never help you by
That's
what
telling
they
you
say,
you're on the
right?
right track.
Yeah.
She
You're
doesn't want
so
you to be on the
funny.
right track.
Well, why
So
don't
then-
you just throw it out there and just say, look, hey, let's get together. I'm interested. Let's fuck.
Yeah,
So
Right,
that's what
have
happened. So that's what happened.
You could
so
phrase it like that, right?
we spent a lot of time talking about like how it's. So I invited him to go to the cellar one night when I was there, and he brings a
By the way,
date.
Troy thinks it's Rob Thomas, but that's mainly because Troy's obsessed with Rob Thomas.
I would love if it were Rob Thomas.
I'm not obsessed, but he's a great singer-songwriter.
He's
and a
so
handsome guy,
cute,
right?
too.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good-looking guy.
Can you find a picture of Nikki being picked up by a bunch of guys, either on her Twitter or Instagram?
He's
Yeah,
distracted
I
by
mean-
Rob
Maybe
Thomas,
not.
Jim. You
I
can't do
honestly
it.
didn't
Picked
post
up?
it, Jim. It's your. I would if
Fair
I
enough.
did. Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't post it, so you're not going to find it on there. So so then he came on my show. So then I eventually was just like, when am I gonna find out if this guy likes me or not? Like, is there
He
any
brought a
attraction?
date.
He's watching my Instagram stories. There's a little bit like you don't watch someone's Instagram stories unless you're interested in them.
Sure.
It's just that's a thing.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm like, I can't live like this anymore. Oh, this was the moment. We matched on Raya. We matched on the
Oh, of
celebrity
course.
quote unquote dating app, right?
Yes.
I swiped right on him probably years ago. I've been on
Yeah.
Raya for years, off and on. I think years ago I saw him and was like, ugh, so excited, waiting for that match to come through. It never came through. I'm like, I guess he just never got to my profile.
Yeah.
He definitely did and just didn't like me. But now that we have a rapport, the other night I get a match and I'm like, I don't even pay attention to it. You get matches on Raya, you don't care. And then I get a message instantly and it says message from first name. And I'm like, and I'm with my friends and I go, if this is who I think it is, if this is, I'm going to lose my shit because this is finally validation that it is him.
Right.
He writes, this is very exciting news, Nikki. I have never been so happy in my life as this. I was like, I'm going
That's
to bang
huge.
this guy. This is going to happen. He's definitely into me.
I mean, that's it.
That's an into me.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
So then I just wrote back, yes, it is. Didn't
my
hear
God.
anything. Didn't hear anything.
He's being cool.
A week and a half. Didn't hear anything.
Okay, that's a long time to be cool.
It's too long.
That's really
It's-
cool.
Yeah, he's like actually ice cold.
Maybe he had
So then-
maybe he had food poisoning. Like
I
my
lost-
girl.
Could be.
I lost patience
Yeah.
after about a week and a half, and I was at the cellar one night, and there was another hot guy there, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care about this one. I'm just gonna burn this to the ground. If it's, I need to put it out there. So I was just feeling flirty and fun, and I shot off a text to this guy to like really put it out there, like, hey,
What did you say?
it's so.
Can
first
you
of all,
read it to us?
can
Yeah,
I
you
just
should share.
wait till I tell you? I was so nervous about talking to this guy that I enlisted the help of my friends Anya Marina and Will Sylvans to help me.
There's nobody I want when I have dialogue to write than Will Sylvans.
Well, Anya's
He's
a
the
great
best.
writer. She's a songwriter. She knows how to use words.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
Will, I'm
she's
not sure.
also been single for like 20 years.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
true too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Will, and she's very like. She,
Why'd you ask those two? Was Mike the homeless guy not available at the
I
cellar?
just. It was. You're
remember
so. No, I didn't remember.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
It was the worst thing I could have. I just needed help, and they actually Will had some good lines. So this is what we came up with for the first line. So because I had been at the cellar with him, he had come to meet me before at the cellar one night when he brought a date, a supermodel date.
Oh, that's good.
Which, by the way, my friend, like, I was there with my friend. He brings in this supermodel, and I told, before he walked in, I go, I don't know if he's here alone or with a friend. He walks in with this, like, 24-year-old fucking gorgeous model. My friend wing-womans for me and talks to the model the whole time. Him and I are, like, really hitting it off. I'm
Way
like,
to go.
that was the first time I felt like, oh, there's something here.
Right.
Yeah.
Fell off almost immediately after that. But so I write to him. It's so lame. All of this is so lame. I don't stand by it, but I wrote, I'm at the cellar at our table that he brought a model, like what? Okay. I'm at our table. What's your ETA? He lives in LA. There's no ETA. It's just a way to flirt and be like, our table. What's your ETA?
Right.
He goes, well, I live in LA, so it might take me a minute. And I go,
Yeah, wait, if he lives in LA, the reason he hasn't responded for a week and a half is because he's going to hit you up when he's back in New York.
I know, but I just want some sexting. I want to send some naked pictures and I want to masturbate to some stuff.
I see.
I
Okay,
just
that's
want
fair.
some stuff to masturbate
That's my
to.
mantra, actually.
Okay.
I honestly, like, I know nothing can happen, but let's just get the sexy wheels a spinning.
I understand.
I think
Okay.
Nikki wants more from this guy, but she thinks that having sex
I
is the
always
one thing
want
she
more.
can gain.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
get.
right.
She wants to be in a relationship.
She
with him.
does.
I do, but not with this guy. It would not work.
Because
It
he's
really,
too hot.
He's too hot, and it's just like he's not into me.
But logically,
He's not into me
But
as
you're
like
just
a
saying
per-
that to soften the blow,
Sure.
Because logically, it's probably not the greatest idea. But you want.
I always
want him
want
to be your
guys
dude.
who I think will reject me to like me. So
Yeah.
I would love for this guy to be like, I would love to be in a relationship with you. That is never. He's not even
I
the
want you
type.
to be my main squeeze.
It wouldn't
That's
work.
what you want to
Do you
hear.
know what, though? Sometimes I was on Instagram and there was a girl I was talking to back and forth. She was beautiful. And we were joking about her coming over and cooking for me because no one's ever cooked in my apartment
Yeah.
before. And she said she would. And I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't think I had a shot with her.
Yeah.
And then she's like saying that she wants to come over and cook. So then she ghosted me.
Yeah.
She did. She ghosted you.
Completely stopped talking to
Did
me.
you buy the food too?
No, I just asked her for like when she wanted to come. And I never heard from her.
That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know,
That
but
serves me right.
if that guy brought a date to the cellar to see Nikki, I don't think he's that interested.
No, he's not.
It's kind of like, hey, all right, if I'm around, you want to fuck? That's how
Exactly.
it's
That, and I know that, and he is. It
But that
wouldn't
doesn't mean that
work.
Nikki wants. Like Nikki
Sure.
still wants more.
No, I honestly,
She knows that it's not going to happen.
Sam, no, I really do. I would love to just be able to have sex and have it be casual, especially with this guy. Like he's not like he's not
What if he
someone
has
that
a
I would
small
be like.
penis?
He just doesn't. This guy knows how to fuck. Like I just can tell.
And he was wearing tight pants when he came on the show.
Yeah, and he looked.
Did you
Yeah,
look?
we
Yeah.
could see.
You
Noah,
see his
did you
bulge?
see something?
You guys looked at the bulge. What did you see, Noah? When you looked,
we
when
always
crotch
look at
surf?
bulges, of
Do you?
course.
I definitely
Pecker checker?
I just sense I get that big dick energy, or at least
see.
I know what to do with my dick energy. He knows what to do.
Sounds
I know
like a
you
girl I
noticed.
like.
You noticed a bulge.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
You did.
there was something in that package
Okay.
that looked inviting.
Yeah, he's so hot. It's ridiculous. So, yeah,
The
but
girls you date.
What's that?
I noticed your
Thank you.
comment about the
It's
girls
okay.
you date. Yeah.
So what happened with the text?
so then things got bad. So at first he writes, so then it's flirty, and I'm like, oh my god, this is on. We're gonna be sexting by the time I get home, and then I'm gonna be able to like orgasm tonight. For
Flick the
first
bean,
time
as
for
they
fucking
say.
ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like so excited, and I am bouncing around this. I'm like skipping around. We are back and forth, and Anya and Will are helping me. We're writing back flirty things. It's kind of cute and fun. Then this dude shows up that I have had a flirty Instagram relationship with. A comedian
Okay.
from not the United States shows up at the cellar.
Jimmy Carr.
Not from the United States.
It doesn't matter.
Rafina from Brazil.
Yes, exactly. So that guy,
Jim
that
Jeffries.
hot guy, Rafina from Brazil. We had been like flirty texting a year ago.
I was
think.
kidding. Was that right?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, I like him.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, he's hot in person. Oh my god, I was just like, he shows up. We have already texted, flirted. We've never met in person. Finally, this guy shows up. I'm literally talking to Anya and Will about what to write next to this guy, and then this guy taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and he's like this 6'7" gorgeous Brazilian man who's like, Nikki, and I'm like, oh my god, we already have this flirty connection. I mean, it was already in motion.
Groundwork's there.
He's a
So
very
then-
famous comic in Brazil too. He's a
hugely
really big
famous.
guy. Yeah.
So, and he's so nice, and suddenly I'm like, oh my god, it's so good to meet you finally. Like, and I'm like distracted by this hot guy.
Sure.
My friends are like, what do we write back to him, Nikki? He's writing. What do we write back? And I just go, Write whatever you want. I don't even care.
Oh no!
Literally, I
Why
go.
would you? You're a bad person.
Because I couldn't. Because what was I going to do? Because I wanted to like still keep this in play. The guy that is in front of me. I couldn't be like, hey, I'm texting with a hot guy and my friends are helping me. So I just go carte blanche. Write whatever you want.
Rookie mistake. You should have done this. You should have taken the phone back and said, "Be right back. I'm going on," or "Hold on. I'm going downstairs."
I know, Jim.
I gotta go take a shit.
Yeah, I have to
Something
shit.
like that.
Great. I use that one all the time.
I gotta go shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm bingo dotting in my underpants.
Right. Be right back. Gotta drop a deuce.
Bingo tonic.
Yeah, but just say you're. I'm sorry, BRB is a big one.
Right.
BRB.
Turtles leaving the
Instead-
shell. Gotta go.
Instead, I was I was just like, do whatever you guys want. And they're like, really? And I go, you've done a great job up until this point. I'm cool with just text him, whatever. Take over. Truth about cats and dogs. You're my Janine Garofalo. Like,
Right.
just be me. And I didn't even care. I was like, I don't even care if I lose this guy because this guy is so hot, right?
Sure.
I'm distracted in the moment.
I see.
Within 2 texts, we've lost him.
No.
I'm not kidding you. Completely lost him.
What are the 2 texts?
Okay. So at this point, it's like flirty. It's let me just read
might
it to you.
as well read it.
This is so devastating. I cringe thinking. I'm not letting you say.
I wouldn't say it on the video.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Okay, so I go, he goes, I'm in LA, so it'll take me a minute. And I go, should we reschedule? And he goes, can we? Thanks for understanding. My Google Maps is all screwy today. I said, I'm here this weekend. Do you have Waze? I'd try that. A little fun, flirty with directions.
Sure, and topical because Waze is a great app.
Great app.
Ways. Super topical.
He goes,
What a great connection.
I go, I'm here this weekend. He goes, LA. And then he goes on to say something about something that he compliments me by insulting another comedian. You know how that happens? I watched this thing. When I saw you, I laughed harder at you. That's what he said, okay?
Okay.
I laughed harder during your set. But the thing I did watch was amazing. He compliments whatever. But he said I laughed harder during your set. That's a
great.
key sentence. I don't like that. I don't need that, but that's just a key sentence.
Of course, the
because they
attention's on
took
you.
that. Then Will Sylvince comes up with the idea with Anya while I'm sitting there talking to this new hot guy. We got to do something with the word harder. He said harder. We got to work with harder.
Oh no!
Just took it from 0 to 100.
Get ready for this. This is.
You were like maybe at a level 15 out of 100, and they want to go to like 68.
Oh no!
They want to take it up and like get sexual, right? Because it's just flirty and fun up to this point.
Sure.
And my whole philosophy with dealing with the guys is like never ever give them any, like always be the last to text. They have to come to me. Like I'm tired of chasing dudes.
Give back what they put
And
out.
I did reach out to him first, so that was a little bit off my game. But this is completely derailed from my whole mission. And I've waited months to make a move with this guy, and it is blown in one text really. But then there's 2.
What'd they say?
Okay, so he said, but I laughed harder at you, right? Aw, AWW. Aw, thank you! Exclamation mark. Yeah, blah, 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 the person he was talking about, is funny. Why would I say that? You're right, they're funny. I love a hard laugher. I want to die. I love
a hard laugher.
He didn't write that. No one wrote, "I love a hard laugher."
I love a hard laugher.
Will wrote that?
Yes. Then dash
That
dash.
is terrible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's really funny. I love a hard laugher. Dash dash. Why don't you take a quick trip to New York City? I'm like, I can't handle how embarrassing that was. So they send that off. I don't even know it's been sent because I'm still talking to this guy.
Yeah, but just look at that text. Like, am I texting with a child? Like, this can't
It's fucking
disgusting.
awful.
It's horrible.
So then he writes back, I mean, the ball is dropped because until then it was question. You know when you're talking with someone and you have to ask a question to keep it going?
Yeah,
Can you come to New York City?
So why don't you take a quick trip to New York City? And he writes back, I was just there. I was just there. No period. I was just there. And this is devastating.
That's it.
This is devastating. Let's say his name is Jeff, okay? Just
Yeah.
for the
GEOFF.
Okay?
GEOFF, right?
Sure. Let's say his name is Jeff.
Yeah.
So then this is what they decide to write back. Are you suggesting I come to LA,
Oh
Jeff?
my God.
No. There's no indication that he is suggesting that. Are
He didn't
you
say that at all.
Suggesting I come to LA, Jeff, and put his name in to really like make it personal and like
That's like if you say to
flirt.
somebody, hey, do you want to go to dinner? And they go, no, thank you. And you go, are you saying you want lunch?
Disgusting.
What? No.
It'd be sexier if you said, "Hey, do you want to cuddle and watch 9/11 documentaries?"
That is more on brand for me. Then are you suggesting I fly over there to you and come see you in LA when I get a chance? So then he writes back.
Oh, he did write back.
Nothing. No. I never heard from him again. Never heard from him again.
Wait, he wrote back no? Just
Nothing. No, he just
nothing.
didn't write back.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm not kidding you,
Oh
it was
my
like
God.
back and forth. Like it was a dialogue. He was sitting on his couch. He wasn't doing anything. This wasn't like,
So it went from a little kid in Christmas to just right back to
To-
depressed Nikki and
like
5 texts.
I wanted to, I was devastated.
What happened? When was that?
This was at the Cellar on last Tuesday.
So I would text him back and say, "Hey, my friends picked up my phone
Yep,
and I went and did a
exactly.
set, and I was embarrassed.
I'm
It's been a
going
week,
to.
and I'm
I'm going
embarrassed.
to.
I didn't write any of that shit."
Let me say that
Were
it
you
hasn't
physically
been,
intimate with the comedian from Brazil?
No,
Not
Oh,
even that.
You won't even believe what that guy did to me. Okay, so then by the time that this is all happening, it's so devastating to me that I can't help but bring this new hot guy into the mix and be like, okay, listen what just happened. It's kind of fun.
Oh, no. Why would you?
No, we were all laughing. It was fun. It was like kind of
Okay.
like, and I was being cool about it because I was like, this guy's so hot. I don't even give a shit. I was like laughing at first, right? Like I was just like, okay. It didn't really devastate me until I got alone and I looked at it and I was like, oh no. But we were laughing about it with this guy, and the guy was the next morning. What is his name? Rafina? I don't
Rafina,
even.
yeah.
Rafina wrote to me. So did you ever hear back from Jeff? And I go, no, but I don't really care. I'm trying to be cool. Like, I don't really care. Like, whatever. Trying to be cool, Nikki Glazer. And he's like, oh, because I woke up like worried about it. That was like, it was such a big thing. And I was like, I know, but who cares? Whatever. And then I asked him a question because we were in a dialogue. Never wrote back to me.
What'd you ask him?
I said, are you at the Cellar tonight or something like that? Which he was.
But he's like, if we're not talking about your drama, I don't care.
He did the same thing that guy did to me and totally dropped the ball. And we were supposed to hang out that next night. We had like the night before we had been like, hey,
feel
we're
like-
both going to be at the Cellar tomorrow.
I feel like
Let's
those
hang out.
two Will Sylvans texts
Yep.
blew both of them.
They really did. It
Just
was so
destroyed,
bad.
just atomic bombed anyone near you. Just destroyed anything.
It was devastating. It's all I've cared about was getting that guy on the hook and like building up something so we can maybe have sex someday. And it's completely
Have you
lost.
heard back from him at all?
He is definitely written to me on my Instagram story. You know how you can reply to a story?
Yep.
He's trying to reestablish that we're friends.
Good.
Okay,
Not
so we're
romantic.
Going back
friends.
to like
Which one?
the
We're going
first
back to
step.
friends.
Oh, Jeff. What did he
Jeff?
say?
Jeff wrote so I posted something about an article about Emily Ratajkowski, you know, the model.
Sure.
The headline was Emily defends the fact that her boyfriend doesn't pay rent, and some article like that. And I was like, that's a goal. I wrote something like, this is a career goal of mine, is that someday I have to issue a statement that my boyfriend doesn't need to pay rent. I pay for it. It was just a dumb thing. And he wrote back to that, this was nearly me a year ago or something like that. He just wrote some dumb comment, and I was like, does he mean that he wants me to pay for his life? I will. Like, I was reading into it, and my friends were like, no, he just means that. I don't know. It had nothing to do with me.
This was nearly me. I was banging a model who was paying for my rent.
Exactly.
But the fact is, he
Yeah.
is jumping back to talk to you.
Then he wrote back,
Did he call you pal?
oh my God. And then he wrote back,
Nice
no.
gram, bud.
Yeah.
I posted something else and he just wrote, ha 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 to it. And I just wrote.
That's not horrible.
And then I posted another picture of me and the friend that were there the night that he brought the model.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Elna. I posted a picture of us at the Cellar, and he wrote back,
Who's she?
right. I'm sure he did. Let me just see what he wrote. He wrote something like, those are my girls or something like that. He wrote the team. Like, that's the team. And I wrote back,
Squad.
That's a good one. The
I-
team.
the
team.
team. Like, it was just like, that's the girls that I knew from like his one night at the Cellar. That was who was
it's-
sitting across from him.
yeah.
The team. And I just wrote, you were missed. Never responded to it.
Oh no!
I mean, guys, this is not good.
It all confirms those feelings of worthlessness, doesn't it? It all confirms
I mean,
it.
you know what it confirms is that I'm just never gonna get the I realize why do I want him so much? Because then I went to Todd Barry's birthday party after the devastation of
Well, that
losing
will
the
always
Texans.
at least take the sadness out of something.
Right?
Watching Todd Barry age.
I know.
What helps devastation more than watching Todd Barry get older?
I'm sure Todd gave
really
you good
did
advice
help.
on dating. Yeah.
Man.
All you got to do is just keep talking to her.
So Todd goes, I'm telling Todd the story, and I'm like, I'm devastated right now. I had this guy in the line. It was going to happen, and now it's gone. And Todd goes, oh, really? Okay, what, let me see this guy. And I showed him. He's like, yeah, okay, so what do you like about him? And I'm like, I don't, he's hot.
Right.
That's it. I just want to bang a guy that
Very
is
handsome.
that I feel
Yeah.
is so out of my league.
Sure.
So then it validates me as being, oh, I'm hot. It's all about this. I just want to be validated as hot, and it's so empty and
You can't
stupid.
look for validation in other people.
And you have a crush on a guy. You have a crush on him as well.
You do have
I
a crush.
just want to have really good sex. That's all I want.
What if you do have sex with him once? It's not that good, and then he completely blows you off.
Then great,
never
I'll
hear
talk
from
about
him
it on
again.
air, and it'll be fun. It'll be
Maybe
like
that's
a,
why he
You
doesn't
won't
want
be
to fuck
devastated
you.
by that
yeah,
either.
that could be why.
Maybe he has a little dick, and he's afraid that Nikki will talk about his
I
small
will
penis on the
never
radio.
talk about your small penis. I would never do that. I would say that you weren't if you hurt me, I'll come after you about how you hurt me, but I'll never make fun of a guy's penis ever.
That's
ever.
good to know.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, but you
Important.
can't help that. But you can help how you treat me, and I'll come after you for that.
Forever.
Yeah, I will.
Good.
I will. If you hurt me, I'll be mean to you about the fact that you hurt me, but I'll
But
never.
not about
that's
your
fair.
tiny penis.